Please welcome to the stage to present the word and say a few words himself is one of the most important people in our Labour movement at the moment, really shaping those big ideas about the economy, somebody who will be an incredibly reforming Chancellor of the Exchequer, our Shadow Chancellor, John McDonnell.
Thanks so much. Thanks Aisha as well. Aisha is the only person I know that is intimidated in his lockdown. Have I got news for you? I thought you were brilliant the other night. It was terrific. Thanks for inviting me along. Look, you can't go anywhere without talking about Brexit. So let's deal with it, shall we? Actually, I was in one of my local schools where they were enacting out. There was a sort of a strange play on the nativity play, and beyond that as well. Well, they'd written into the script, Christmas cancelled, end of freedom of movement, how is Father Christmas going to travel across the world? Regulations restrict the reindeer for entering the UK. Red noses are out of fashion. It permeates all our debates, and it permeates all our debates because the mess the government's making of these negotiations. All the stories that you read in the press about Parliament being divided, etc. Yes, Parliament is divided. And it's divided because we cannot accept the Brexit that they're trying to impose upon us. One, that we're being threatened at the moment with a Brexit deal that the Prime Minister knows has not got the support of Parliament. And so what's happening at the moment is she just delays and delays and plays for time in the hope that that unicorn will show up. And it's not going to happen. And all we've asked of her is bring your proposal to the House of Commons so we can have a proper vote and a proper debate. And then once we've cleared that out of the way, we can start the negotiations proper. And we believe that we can negotiate a deal which will protect jobs and the economy. And we want to test that in a proper debate within Parliament. And if we can't secure a majority in Parliament, let's do the traditional thing. Let's have a general election where we go back to the people and ask their views. Now, it's a relatively modern Greek invention called democracy. Now, we've said if we can't get that because the legislation that's in place at the moment that David Cameron introduced about how you can achieve a real vote of no confidence, how you can achieve that general election. Yes, we've said, exactly as Aisha said, we said all options are on the table, and one of those options that we'll consider at that stage, as the Labour Party conference has agreed, will be returning to the public with a public vote. Now, we've said that clearly. What has been amazing is actually that decision that we took at conference, that sequencing of how we arrive at our decisions, has held our party together. And as Aisha said, even tonight, every faction of the Labour Party is here. There's a momentum table over here having a workshop on the meaning of the menu. There's a progress table moving amendments to the menu. And there's a group over there that if we get round to it, we might just expel. In the old traditions of the Labour Party. No, we won't. We've gone beyond that. We've gone beyond that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been here. Anyway, I just think it's been great the way we've held together. And we will hold together. Don't let the media think in any way that this party is ever going to be divided again. We will work this through together. And at the end of it, whichever route we take, at the end of it, we will protect this economy and we will protect people's jobs, because this debate is so important to all our community. Let me just say this. I don't know when a general election is going to come. I'm a natural pessimist on these things usually. I think the Tories are very clever and that's their tradition of clinging on to office. They're not in power, they're in office only. But for the first time, sort of pessimism is broken. My pessimism has been broken a little because for the first time in Parliament now, there are Tories who hate each other more than they hate us. And if you tour around the House of Commons, in every darkened corner, the MPs will tell you there's a group of Tory MPs plotting against each other. So this election could come fast, it could come soon, and we've got to be ready. But whenever it comes, we will be ready. But we'll be ready as well, as exactly as Ibrahim has said. We'll be ready, and he set out the whole range of policies we've been debating. We included in our last manifesto, and we're taking them further as well. It'll be based on this simple premise that we will invest to grow our economy. And the engines of that economy will be SMEs. They always are. And we'll use every resource that we can lay our hands on in terms of our capital programs, our National Investment Bank and the regional development banks, but also we'll use public procurement as well in central government, regional and local government, and there will always be an SME preference, because exactly as Ibrahim said, it is SMEs actually that largely, for the vast bulk of them, are ethical employers who largely recognise trade unions, pay people decent wages, and yes, as exactly as Ibrahim said, they pay their taxes. That's why they're natural allies of any Labour government. Finally, let me just say this. All through this process, since I've been Shadow Chancellor for the last 3 years, it hasn't just been there's an open door to SMEs and their representatives. It's been we've actually been working together as close partners in developing our ideas. And our next manifesto will be based upon, well, it'll be based upon what you're writing yourselves. The point that Ibrahim has made all the time, that manifesto that we had last time was based upon your experiences on the front line of our economy. And that's what the next manifesto will be based upon. We're going to grow this economy, and I'll tell you why we're going to grow this economy. We're going to grow it so that we have, yes, the resources to afford the public services that we need, education, health, but I tell you this as well. I never again in my life want to do what happened tonight when we came out of Parliament and had to step through nearly a dozen people sleeping rough outside on one of the coldest nights of the year in the 6th richest country in the world. Never again. That will never happen again under a Labour government. So again, just thank you. Thank you, Ibrahim, for what you've done. Thank the Executive Committee that made really such tremendous strides in bringing this organisation together. Thank you for all of you who have supported SMEs for Labour and for Labour business as well. Thank you for the contributions that you make financially, but also intellectually with your ideas as well. And I tell you this, and I say this time and time again, when we go back into government again, it won't be, let's elect a group of MPs and they go up and they develop the policies they implement. That will never work again. When we go into government again, we all go into government. You'll be coming into government alongside us, developing the ideas, but more importantly, implementing the policies that will transform our society into one, yes, that is prosperous, but where that prosperity is shared by everybody. Solidarity.